Hello, violins! Today we're going to be working on page 6 in Essential Elements Book 2. And this is going to be a pretty quick page because we are going to skip the last thing on the page. So we just really have 3 things to learn for today. We are going to be using the C major scale for this page. And as we move on to the next page, it'll also be using the C major scale. So if you've been practicing your C major scale for the last few days or weeks, you should be pretty familiar with these notes, but let's go over them just in case. So for the C major scale, you're going to be using low second finger on both the D string and the A string, and you will be starting with the third finger on the G string. So let's go ahead and tune up these notes, starting with C. That's your first note, then you play open D. E is first finger. Low second finger. Make sure that those fingers are really close together touching. So that is F natural. Then you have G, which is a whole step, so there's a space in between those fingers. Then A, first finger B, and then low second finger again for C natural. So those are the 8 notes we're going to be using for the pieces on this page, and we're going to start out with the C major scale. And notice how for number 18 we are going to be repeating the top note. This is not in a round, and we are using the pepperoni pizza rhythm. So let's try playing it with the backing track. Okay, good. And then the next one, number 19, is the C major arpeggio. And remember, the arpeggio is similar to a scale, but you skip some notes when you do the arpeggio. So the C major arpeggio it features the note C, E, G, and then we always play the C both at the bottom and at the top. And for this one, you're using, again, the pepperoni pizza rhythm. 4 eighth notes and 2 quarter notes. Number 19. Okay, very nice. Now the next one is a duet. It's called C major duet. And so you can actually learn both parts. I'm going to play each part for you. I will play the A part first and the B part second. You are welcome to play those same parts along with me, or if you would like to try it as a duet and play the B part while I play the A part, you can certainly do that. And then you can play the A part while I play the B part. In this one, the A part is a little bit more complex than the B part. I'll start with the A part. As you're learning your music, one practice strategy, if you have one little spot of your music that's more challenging than the rest of it, the good strategy is to isolate that part and slow it down. For example, the last measure here, instead of playing each note twice, you're changing note on each 8th note. So the notes are B, A, G, and then B. You could try that slower. Then when you're ready, a little faster. So you might need a few times through those notes to get it right. But you don't have to go through the entire excerpt just to work on that one little spot. So isolate your challenging spots and work on them slowly, and then build up the tempo gradually to master those challenges. Let's go ahead and do the B part, which is mostly half notes. When you're playing in C major, it's always really important to be very careful of your second finger, making sure your wrist is straight. If your wrist is not straight, it's going to be very difficult to get that finger in tune. If you're caving in your wrist like this, that's going to lock your hand into a different finger pattern. So keep your wrist straight so that you can move those fingers around freely on the fingerboard, and you can adjust for intonation and also move them to different finger patterns. Now, number 21 on this page, we are not going to play. That song is called Buffalo Gals, and we're not going to play it because it's a minstrel song, and we don't play minstrel songs anymore. We'll have a discussion in class about what a minstrel song is and why we don't play them, but we're going to go ahead and skip that one. So if you have extra time, you're welcome to review the songs from pages 2 through 5, and or you can look ahead in the book or practice some other materials. But that does it for what we're going to play on page 6. I hope that gives you a good introduction to C major, and practicing your C major scale is a really great way to learn to play in tune in that key. On the next page, we will play some more songs in C major.